I could really give compliment to Healthcare Georgia Foundation and their thoughtfulness about this process. One of the things being different about this grant is there was a planning year, and I'm a doer. I like to just start and jump in and let's get stuff done. But that planning year really served to help us focus, to take a look at the priorities of the community, what people were going to be most interested in doing.
We brainstormed different ideas, what we thought were the biggest needs throughout the county, and we all took a vote to kind of narrow that focus down. And two of the focuses were nutrition and physical activity.
Well, I knew a lot of the partners already because they were prominent people in the community. But what struck me was they all sat down and they all knew that healthy lives in Appling County mattered. And so they were taking time apart from their full-time jobs to kind of come up with a solution on how to improve the lives of Appling County. Because heart disease is one of the main causes of death in Appling County. And everybody could agree on that, but nobody really knew how to fix that issue. And this has been the first group that actually sat down together and came up with a plan of action to improve the lives of Appling County.
Well, we've implemented and created a bunch of different projects, throughout the county based around the nutrition and physical activity. And we've seen a lot more involvement, and I believe we've seen a lot more awareness.
And then we've done the gleaning program, which is another thing I'm very passionate about. But the gleaning program is where the farmers in the community and actually in outer counties let us know when their harvest is done, and whatever's left over, I have volunteers that I contact and let them and ask them if they're interested in going and picking blueberries or digging potatoes or digging onions or picking up pecans. And we take it to the food bank, we take it to the senior center, take it to housing authority.
Many people don't have access to the more preferred foods or access to healthier foods, and so they get what they can. But there's also a very real element in which food brings comfort to people. They self-medicate with food or with drugs, and it's not really that they have such a desire to be unhealthy or that they have such a desire for unhealthy food. It's that it's the only thing in their life that brings them comfort. There's not as much stigma associated with that versus being on a mental health medication or seeing a therapist or something like that. And often it's easier to maybe just stuff down your feelings with food than to set a boundary with someone who's causing stress in your life or to make an important change that you need.
Well, something that I don't feel like was discussed in Appling County and maybe scared the coalition members at first was the conversation around health equity. But now I feel like our partners are well versed in that topic, and it kind of gives you a new lens on how you look at the community. And we have a perspective now where instead of we're trying to help grow and of course make the lives of Appling County healthier, but we're also helping our neighbor. How does our neighbor need help throughout this process?
We were able to, apply for the mini grants and be able to do activities and do educational programs that we may not have been able to do earlier. I have a budget that I work on through my job, of course, but the Two Georgias initiatives gave us that opportunity to be able to go even over and beyond and be able to buy things, buy curriculums, buy tools, and buy resources that we were able to use to be able to make bigger things happen.
So COVID was a huge challenge, and I'm a public health guy, so it was a huge challenge for us in particular. In a lot of ways, it was a showstopper for certain things.
A lot of the products that we have purchased for the initiatives, many of those have been purchased online. There have been delays in getting some of those shipments. And with the WIC program currently, we're seeing a big formula shortage, throughout the nation.
I think we also saw the need for not only accurate information, but contextualized information. And that contextualization can only really come in by way of a coalition that knows the community. And so it's one thing to hear an informational commercial from someone nationwide or even someone from Atlanta, but to have the same nurse that treats your kids give you accurate information about what's going on, that's an entirely different story.
We're feeding people who are hungry. We are and learning, helping people eat healthier. They're getting exercise and they're making friends. So it's great. It's been great.
Our partners feel like there's no limit for them. Of course, our goals to begin with were living a healthier life, but now they've started talking about, okay, we feel like we've done that. We feel like we're making those efforts. We've made it sustainable even. How can we help our teen pregnancy rates go down? How can we help our teens no longer vape or use tobacco use? So I feel like the sky is really the limit with our coalition, and they are known already, and I think it will just continue to grow, that they'll be the leaders in the community. They'll be the movers and shakers that create positive change in the community.